Pressures in the social care system are leaving thousands of disabled people struggling to recruit personal assistants. These are people who help them live independently.
They're known as PAs. They help out with all kinds of day-to-day tasks, but with more than 100,000 vacancies in the sector at the moment, many people with disabilities are struggling to get the support they need. Our Disability Affairs correspondent, Nikki Fox, has been investigating.
Hello.
Sam and Alex study media at college and are both working towards a career in TV.
We have like a bubble act, you know, we can bounce off each other and finish each other's sentences.
The 16-year-old twins have spinal muscular atrophy, and for them to be as independent as everyone else, they need a team of personal assistants, or PAs.
We've only got one at the minute. We've had a struggle with getting carers. So I think we're still like putting out advertisements for getting someone. I mean, if you just put our faces on the advertisement, yeah, that would help. Yeah. Hello, look at us. Aren't we gorgeous? One can get us dressed every morning. Ring here.
There you go. I'll just put it there.
The twins' mum Sarah has a budget from the council and uses it to directly employ PAs to support her boys for 50 hours a week. But at the moment, she can only find someone who does 15 hours, leaving her to do the rest.
Being on my own with them the majority of the time, it is difficult, it is hard work. I'm literally running out of ideas of where to get some help.
What has the response been like from all your effort?
It's been very, very limited.
And the family aren't alone. With 100,000 vacancies in the care sector, disabled people are finding it almost impossible to recruit.
Got it?
Yeah.
A shortage of workers from abroad, the pandemic and vaccine hesitancy have all played a part.
I've heard some really bad stories, people terrified that they're going to lose their jobs. And I've even heard people contemplating suicide because they can't face the thought of going back to just literally existing.
Katy runs a recruitment website to help find PAs. She believes the wages disabled people are able to offer, a figure often set by the local authority, is also a problem.
Everyone that gets the care budget has no control over how much they get to pay a PA. And in particular, I've noticed a massive rise in wage requests from British nationals. It needs to be looked at, increasing people's care funding so that they can employ the PA and support that they need.
The government says it's the local authority's responsibility to play a key role in supporting disabled people recruit and retain staff in their area, and it's investing an additional £5.4 billion into social care.
We always wanted to be in TV as a comedy duo.
For Sam and Alex, they want their future career success to be determined on whether they're good enough to make it, not on whether they have someone to help them get up and ready for work in the morning. Nikki Fox, BBC News.
We can talk now to Fazile Hardy, who is Head of Policy at the charity Disability Rights UK. Fazile, thank you very much for your time with us this morning on Breakfast. Talk to me about why there is a shortage of these personal assistants.
Thank you, Nega. I think that the story we've just heard actually covers the points very, very eloquently. So the pay for care workers is far too low, and we see an exodus towards retail, hospitality, distribution, dog walking. Lots of things get paid more than a care worker, despite the skills they need to do the job. As again in the broadcast it was mentioned, the pool of care workers has been curtailed because of Brexit. So there are, of course, people who were from the EU are no longer with us. So these problems are leading to a huge shortage of care workers. And your package showed that where disabled people and their families employ care workers, personal assistants for themselves, they sometimes get very little support. And I know the government says go to the local authority, but local authorities are quite patchy in what they provide to those people, as we found during the pandemic.
What is, I mean, and we saw there in Nikki's report as well, the impact that this has had on some people, not just in terms of getting on with day-to-day life, but also psychologically, if there is that stress that you don't have someone who is there to assist you being the best you can possibly be?
Absolutely. And, you know, again, through the pandemic, we saw the NHS and social care were very different, but both needed. And social care is there to enable disabled people, as you say, to live our best lives, to help us with those practical tasks, eating, bathing, putting on our clothes. But more than that, because we want to live a life, whether you're a working age disabled people or an older person with disabilities, you do need support to live a life. You might need support to get out and about, to visit your friends, to be part of the community. And with this shortage in care staff, we're finding that things are cut back just to existing, not thriving.
The government published its long-awaited white paper on social care. That came yesterday. £5.4 billion extra is going to be put into social care over the 3 years. No one ever says that whatever amount of money is enough. But what do you need to see specifically done with this money? How should it be targeted and where should it be directed to make a difference?
Well, it's a little bit disingenuous to talk about the government giving 5.4 billion to social care, because a huge percentage of that, I think it's something like 3.67 billion, will go just on capping care costs. So that won't improve social care. So then we're left with about 1.7 billion spread across 3 years, which the government have, they've come out yesterday with some very small scale improvements to housing, supported housing in the community, repairs, adaptations, some digital stuff, and some provisions about professional qualifications for care workers, and some very limited money for innovation. But that doesn't tackle the £7 billion extra a year that's needed for social care. It doesn't fix the heart of the problem at all.
Fazile Hardy, Head of Policy at the charity Disability Rights UK, thank you very much. And just to clarify, 3.6 billion will be put towards, of that 5.4 will be put towards that means test for the cap, the lifetime cap on care fees. And the government said that plans would include £1.7 billion earmarked for improving services.
It's 20 minutes past 8. Everything seems to be more expensive, doesn't it? Whether